In this video, I'm going to show you how to dismantle your distillation apparatus and pack it away. First thing to do, get the burner out of the way. And then let's take the temperature probe or thermometer out of the neck and set that aside. Now let's unclamp the apparatus from the clamps. If you have a partner, this will be a little bit easier for you. Loosen one of the clamps and then hang on to that end of the apparatus while you loosen the other end of the clamp. Just enough to get it out. Maybe go back and forth from one to the other. Keep gradually loosening these until you can remove the apparatus. And then really carefully set this down. Remember, this is glass and it's pretty breakable, so be careful with it. Then take your two ring stands, just get them out of the way so you don't accidentally bump the glass and break it. You want to remove your hose and remove the hose from the condenser too. Now ideally you want to dry this out really well, these two pieces of hose. So probably when you disassemble this, you won't be packing it up right away. You'll probably be hanging these over something to dry, like that. Then the next thing is to start to disassemble the glassware. So when you're disassembling the glassware, what you want to do is grab the clip. There are two clips on the side that you push with to connect it. You want to pull on the little tab in the center that's directly opposite from the opening in the tab. So pull that straight out until it clips out. Just set that aside, and then that's the time to take apart the flask from the neck, or the elbow, and then just work your way through the apparatus and keep doing that. Pull the clamp apart. If you have a little trouble, you might have to use the other tabs if it's a little too tight. And then carefully set the parts aside. Make sure with the round things like the flasks that they're positioned in a way that they won't roll off the table, or put them behind something so that they can't. Continue to dismantle, pulling the tabs off. And keep being really careful with these items. Okay, now you have everything disassembled and all the parts are ready to go back in their box. So you take your box, and in order to fit this big 500 milliliter flask in the box, you have to take the packing peanuts and shove them out of the way so that it can actually touch the bottom, and then repack packing peanuts around it. Next thing to go in will be the 250 milliliter flask. You don't have to remove all the packing peanuts there. Actually, when you put this in, maybe make the neck, the opening, face backwards. And then you put them in there diagonally like this. So that that goes in there like this, and the 250 milliliter flask goes in like that. Next thing to do, place the condenser diagonally in the box, like that. And then just find spots for this neck to go. Make sure that it stays below the level of the top where the box lid is going to have to go. And try as best you can to have it not be touching other parts of the glassware if possible. And the other piece has got to go in there too. Maybe move some packing peanuts so you can create a little bit of a cushion between all the glass pieces. And then your plastic clips go in there. You should have 4 of them. Then take your pieces of hose, just drape them over the top. These actually make a little bit of a cushion themselves because they're rubbery. And then snap the top on. Now, my top doesn't go quite on there because my 500 milliliter flask is tipping up too far. So I have to make sure I push it down through the peanuts so it's actually touching the bottom of the box in order to get the lid on. And if your lid doesn't snap completely in place, you can feel the top of the box, make sure nothing's poking up there. You have to readjust if that doesn't happen. So now my box is completely packed.